Please remain standing for the invocation, and please bow your heads for a word of prayer. Lord Jesus, thank you for bringing us to KYCOM and choosing us to be osteopathic physicians. Thank you for our loved ones who sacrificed much to help us get here. Give us strength, perseverance, and humility through medical school and beyond. Help us to be role models of servant leadership and compassion in our communities. Bless the faculty and staff at KYCOM and their dedication to the medical students. Jesus, we pray this in your name. Amen.
Please be seated. Thank you, Student Dr. Meyer. Good afternoon, students, families, friends, special guests. And welcome to the 2015 White Coat Ceremony of the University of Pikeville's Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine. My name is Boyd Boozer, DO, and I'm the Dean of the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine. I'd like to take a moment to introduce the platform party. Please hold your applause until I have completed the introductions. On my right, William Betts, DO, Senior Associate Dean for Osteopathic Medical Education and Treasurer of the Kentucky Osteopathic Medical Association. Norman E. Vinn, DO, Past President of the American Osteopathic Association and our keynote speaker. Governor Paul E. Patton, Chancellor and Interim President of the University of Pikeville. On my left, Dr. Stephen Harris, the Associate Dean for Academic Affairs. Douglas Meyer, Class of 2018, President of the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine's Christian Medical Association. Andrew Collins, the President of the KYCOM SGA. Kevin Wilcox, the First Vice President of the KYCOM SGA. And Mohammed Sadek, the President of the KYCOM chapter of the Student Osteopathic Medical Association. Please welcome the platform party. This time, I would like to call Governor Patton to the podium for his remarks.
Well, certainly my pleasure to welcome you all on this journey of a lifetime that's going to lead to a rewarding career and a life of service to other people throughout the world. I see a lot of proud parents and family and friends that are here with you to celebrate this day. And let me assure you that we in the university, faculty and staff, are equally proud to be a part of your life as you begin this journey. We're certainly honored to be a part of it. So God bless every one of you and welcome.
Thank you, Governor Patton. I'd like to recognize another group with us here this afternoon. At the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine, we have an outstanding faculty of whom I am very proud. Their dedication to the education of our students is one of the keys to the success of our fine school, and I would like for all the faculty to stand and be recognized. Back here in the back, yes. In my view, this is the second most important ceremony conducted by the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine, second only to graduation. The White Coat Ceremony was an idea that was conceived by the Arnold P. Gold Foundation to create a psychological contract for professionalism and empathy in medicine. The first White Coat Ceremony took place in 1993 at Columbia's College of Physicians and Surgeons. Since then, more than 90% of the osteopathic and allopathic medical schools in the U.S. have initiated such a ceremony. This afternoon, you will be coated, and you will also receive a DO Touch pin, symbolizing the distinctiveness of our profession. We have initiated this ceremony at the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine to mark the transition you are making from lay people to those assuming the responsibilities of physicians. Why is it necessary to mark this transition? Why is a focus on professionalism and empathy necessary for students who have nearly 4 more years of medical school to complete, board exams to pass, residencies to finish, and state licenses to obtain? It is necessary because being a physician, being an osteopathic physician, starts now. You, the members of the class of 2019, will increasingly be granted by society significant and, I hope, humbling power and responsibility in your relations with your fellow human beings in regard to the health and illness of their bodies, minds, and spirits. You must recognize this and understand that you are no longer just students. You must walk, talk, think, eat, sleep, and behave as physicians. You must accept and embrace the mantle of professionalism being bestowed upon you symbolically here today. As you develop the qualities that will make you outstanding osteopathic physicians, you will grow in knowledge and skills from both the academic and the clinical experiences you will encounter during your time as physicians in training. Class of 2019, you were selected to enter this profession because you have demonstrated the abilities and the character necessary to succeed. Today, I congratulate you on your achievements thus far and encourage you in the accomplishments that are yet to come. This afternoon, we are blessed to have with us as our keynote speaker a man who is one of the great leaders of the osteopathic profession and also a dear friend. Norman E. Vin Dio served as president of the American Osteopathic Association in 2013-2014. He's a graduate of the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine. He completed his postdoctoral medical training at what is now Botsford General Hospital in Farmington Hills, Michigan, and later received his Master's in Business Administration degree from the University of Southern California's Marshall School of Business. A fellow of the American College of Osteopathic Family Physicians, Dr. Vin has received many honors. He was given the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Osteopathic Physicians and Surgeons of California in 2009. In addition to his involvement with the AOA, he is past president of the Osteopathic Physicians and Surgeons of California and a founding member of the American Osteopathic Association of Medical Informatics. As the founder of House Call Doctors Medical Group Incorporated, a home care network that provides on-site clinical services to more than 2,000 homebound elderly in Southern California's Orange, Los Angeles, Riverside, and San Bernardino counties, Dr. Vin is considered a national leader in residentialist care, which focuses on the care of homebound or access-challenged patients. Dr. Vin's experience as an osteopathic primary care physician who serves the needs of a special population fits well with the mission of the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine, and that alone would make him an excellent choice to address you here today as you begin your careers in osteopathic medicine. But I want to tell you a little more about him. During his term as AOA president, the AOA Board of Trustees made a historic decision to enter into an agreement with the Accreditation Council for Graduate Medical Education, the institution that accredits allopathic residency programs, to create a single GME accreditation system for all U.S.-trained physicians, DOs and MDs alike. This decision was controversial within our profession, and while it was made for all the right reasons, Dr. Vin was the leader of our profession and thus tasked with articulating the vision for the future of osteopathic medicine in this new system. And let me tell you, if you want to talk about the right person in the right place at the right time, that was Norman Vin personified. The leadership he displayed, the passion with which he articulated our values, and his ability to explain how a single GME accreditation system opened the doors to great opportunities for our profession was truly inspiring. Every student doctor in this room owes Dr. Vin a debt of gratitude for his advocacy on your behalf, creating and protecting a bright future for you and for the osteopathic medical profession. It gives me very great pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Norman E. Vin, D.O. Please give him a warm welcome.
What a world we've come to. Instead of having some piece of paper, here I am hoping my iPad doesn't run out of battery. But it is really, it's an honor to be with you here today. Greetings to the families, the friends, loved ones, faculty, staff, trustees, Chancellor Patton. It's an honor to be on the podium with you. And Pikeville, class of 2019, welcome to our profession. And to our second year students sitting in the back, I understand that it was an extreme act of volunteerism for you to come here today. But thank you for joining us as well. What a great choice you've made. Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine. I was friends and colleagues on the AOA board with your founding dean, Dr. Stroh-Snyder, who set a great vision here. You have an illustrious history being such a young school. And last night, I was reminded of the history from Hal Smith, your chair of your board of trustees for many years, talking about the efforts, the trials, the tribulations, the successes, and the challenges to bring the school to what it is today. And last night, Dr. Boozer reminded us that you're on the threshold of graduating your 1,000th student. You have a great mission. You have an extraordinary percentage of your graduates that go into primary care, which is really one of the hallmarks of our profession. You've had a disproportionate number of your graduates that stayed within Kentucky, which of course is a true validation of the starting of this school to serve Eastern Appalachia and the residents of Kentucky. So you're in the right place at the right time. You have a great culture here, collegiality, sense of family, and the leadership you have besides your deans and your faculty, and you've got Boyd Boozer, D.O. Now, you know, Dr. Boozer said some nice things. I guess the payoff worked about the ACGME. You know, it's they say, where I'm from, Texas, you got to play the hand of cards you've been dealt. And that's what came down our year. And we made the best of it. And we managed to convince people who were very paranoid and scared about change that this was the right thing to do for our future graduates, our future students, to make sure that you have choices, that you have options, that you have the option to lead from within. And we'll talk about that in a bit. But what Dr. Boozer, what you may or may not already know, but Dr. Boozer is too humble to say, the real glue that held this all together before this announcement was made and has continued to this day was Dr. Boozer's role as one of the lead negotiators in the ACGME discussion, he was really the glue that held it all together. He literally knew more about it than almost anyone else in our side of the discussions, and continues today to balance so many balls in the air. And here he is, President-elect of the American Osteopathic Association. And I hope you can appreciate what an incredible ambassador he is out there every day for your school, for KICOM, for your reputation. He's emblematic of that. And as the light shines on him, it shines on you. So never fail to appreciate what he has done and what he continues to do, because you are all going to be the beneficiaries of it. You also have some alumni already in this young school's history that are rising stars in our profession. Greg Harris, DO, has served on a number of AOA committees. Erin Griffin, DO, is not only the president of your Alumni Association, but she's an associate dean at the new Campbell School of Osteopathic Medicine in North Carolina. And Sanbal Shahid Salas, I believe, is the vice president of your Alumni Association, and she was the resident member of the AOA Board of Trustees. So I've had the privilege to work very closely with Sanbal, who is, as we say in my rating book, she's an absolute A player. And you're going to have a lot more people come out of your school with those kind of achievements, those kind of credentials, and some of them are going to be you. So you're putting on the white coat today. This is a rite of passage, as they say. You've left the world, you will have left the world of the layperson, and you've embarked on what I like to call a mythic hero's journey, the journey toward becoming a DO. There will be challenges ahead that will test your character. There will be times when you don't think you're going to make it. I understand there was all sorts of fun and perhaps an occasional change of underwear because you had your first block tests here. Is that right? But you all made it. See, you're all here. Nobody left you in the parking lot. But you will make it. You'll thrive. You'll survive. You're officially embarked on a journey which will change your life and the life of others forever. You're entering a unique family, the DO profession. It's a family that's over 140 years old and which, since its inception, has only had about 115,000 people receive a DO degree in 140 years. Now, that seems like a large number, but to give you perspective, there's only over 800,000 practicing physicians in the United States today. This is 115,000 people in 140 years. And even more interesting is that about 85% of the people who ever received a DO degree graduated in the last 40 years. That tells you that we're a growing profession. We're a dynamic profession. Growth has its challenges, but we're now on the threshold that about 25% of all medical students are DO students. That's when we're only about 8% of the doctors in the United States. So, you are joining an elite family, and it's the DO family. So why are we elite? Because of who we are, and more importantly, how we treat patients. And this is something that I hope that you will consider all through your student days and after you graduate and after you're in practice. Because believe me, it can be easy to be suppressed and forget and take for granted, but I can tell you when you think about it and when you keep thinking about it, you can have a lifelong incitement and pride about the different ways you're learning about health and disease and about approaching patient care. We've been one of the best kept secrets in the House of Medicine and in the world. But that's changing. And you are right in the middle of that change. Changing for many reasons. We're embarking nationally on a new branding campaign. Our goal is to tell the world even more effectively than we have who we are and what we do and how we do what we do and why it's effective. What is a DO? We've had a long-standing discussion within the profession of what we call the elevator speech. Anybody ever have a business degree and heard about the elevator speech? Well, this is an important thing, you know. It sounds like something kind of a throwaway. The story came from the urban legend that a young entrepreneur walked into the elevator in a high-rise building and was going to go up about 40 floors, and he realized the only person that got on the elevator with him was Warren Buffett. I think everybody knows who Warren Buffett is, right? And he realized that within those 40 floors, if he could tell Warren about his business idea, and at the time they got off on the 40th floor, Warren wanted to invest in his company. he would have been highly successful, highly effective, and highly influential. So we've been talking for a while about the elevator speech in the DO profession. We had a contest, and we liked what we got, but it wasn't quite effective. The AOA Board of Trustees has embarked on a whole quest to do this. Our president, John Becker, who, by the way, was one of my ER professors 40 years ago in PCOM. That tells you what kind of a family you are with the connections and the continuity. He wanted us to all give our own version of what is a DO? What's your elevator speech? This was my elevator speech. A DO is a fully trained and licensed physician and surgeon with a humanistic and empathetic approach to the whole person, special skills, and a respect for the body's natural ability to heal itself. Now, at some point, we're going to have more versions of this because we're going to continue to vet it. And you may write your own version, but the important part is that if you're in that elevator, or you're on a subway, or you're in a cocktail party with someone, and you got 30 seconds to tell them what a DO is, that's when you do it, okay? As Dr. Becker says, if the whole profession would spend 3 minutes a week telling somebody new what a DO is, imagine what our public awareness would do. A branding campaign alone is not going to do the trick. It's going to have to be us, not only by how we practice and who we are, but out there telling the world what we do, why we do it. And at the end of the speech, the ideal answer is, hey, that's the kind of doctor I've been looking for. I want somebody like that. Think about that. That's a dream sheet, okay? And we have a different story to tell. We're not just another doctor. We're DOs. That's important. We have the power of touch. Even if we don't do OMT, and we have many specialists in our profession, they're like my friend and classmate, Gilbert D'Alonzo, DO, who was a former editor of the Journal of the American Osteopathic Association. He's a pulmonologist. He runs ICUs. He works in trauma centers. He said, you know, I'm a DO. I don't do a lot of OMT, but I practice osteopathic medicine every day. Think about that. That's the inclusivity, one of the things that I was very concerned about when I was president, that there is a home within our profession for DOs of all specialties. It's not just primary care, people who do OMT, people like our president-elect that of the AAO that does OMT, Dr. Boozer. By the way, did Dr. Boozer tell you that he's this leader, this academician, and he took a time off week before last to go teach a bunch of German DOs the basics of osteopathic medicine? Now there's a complete physician for you. Somebody who's a lifelong learner, a lifelong teacher. These kind of role models are all around us. They certainly influenced and mentored me, and they will mentor you too. So these are the kind of people that you want to find and associate with throughout your career. But for all our physicians, the way you think, if you think osteopathically, if you remember those basic principles, the body had the natural ability to heal itself, that homeostasis is important, that our job is to create homeostasis, that the rule of the artery is supreme. Things that my father learned as a DO back in the late 30s, and that I learned as a DO and still use, even taking care of geriatric, frail, bedbound patients, and that my daughter, who's a hospitalist DO, uses every day. If you think like a DO, you will take better care of patients. You will instinctively touch them. And believe me, you talk about differentiating tools. I've got that MBA. We're always talking about differentiation and a competitive advantage. Those are differentiators, believe me. And I feel them every day. So you just need to recognize that they're there. You need to reach out. You need to embrace them. You need to hang on to them. Because you know, in the world of the bell curve, you know, in the world of politics, for example, elections are one in the middle. There's people with extreme views at one end of the spectrum and people with extreme views in the other end of the spectrum. But if you ever hear anything about elections, what do they always say? Elections are one in the middle. Everybody's going for the hearts and the minds of the undecided. So don't be stuck there in the middle. Don't be the undecided. Move over toward the principles that have a 140-year tradition and that will serve you so well. It's a choice. Believe me, it's a choice, because not all of my classmates did it. A lot of them tried to get through, just learn what they had to do the OMT they had to learn, and get out there and their idea, practice real medicine. But what we do is real medicine. And what we do is real medicine that's better medicine. And we don't say that in an arrogant, condescending way toward our colleagues. Another reason that we're going to gain more recognition is because of the ACGME. There was great paranoia in the discussion of the ACGME. The old guard, so to speak, was saying, oh, this is the end of the profession. We'll never be the same. This is the beginning of our demise. They didn't trust, they didn't have faith that we have changed and evolved through so many nodal interfaces through our 140-year history, and we've come out better and stronger. We had a 50-year battle to fight to be commissioned in the armed forces that culminated in 1966 when the first DOs were commissioned, I guess as captains. That's what you were in the Army. Why? Because they didn't have enough surgeons in Vietnam. It was just a pragmatic thing that happened. And after that, we've ended up with a full-time general in the Air Force, Douglas Robb, people like Clint Adams, former dean out at Western University, who was an admiral in the Pentagon, Ron Blank, Surgeon General of the U.S. Army. So we come to these areas where we're just, well, okay, we'll let you in. Next thing you know, we rise from within. We lead from within. We have a long-standing tradition. We're going to do the same thing in the ACGME. As part of this program, we couldn't come together with them unless we agreed to open slots for MDs in our programs. Well, there were people in our profession, oh no, they're going to take slots away from our people. And I'm going, no, you got it backwards. We've been taking slots away from their people. 50% of our graduates have been in ACGME programs. You're worried about that? You guys are the best. You're competitive. Don't worry about that part, but think about this. For those of you who are, strong of faith, you ever noticed often how a convert tends to be more evangelical than somebody who was born into it? Think of all those new converts we're going to have out there saying, I learned osteopathic medicine. I became a part of the club. And let me tell you about it worldwide. So we are gaining recognition. We are moving toward leading within. We'd like to think that the DO brand will become the Apple of medicine. 30 years ago, what was an apple? It's a piece of fruit, right? Now, the minute anytime mentions the word apple, what's the first thing in your mind? You think of fruit? No, you're thinking of a computer. You're thinking of a user-friendly, innovative, sophisticated tool that is almost essential for your activities of daily living. We can do the same thing. We're going to do it with the term DO. People are going to hear the word DO. Oh, you're one of those people we heard about. You're the kind of person I want for a doctor. I know what that means. That's where we want to end up. Stephen Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, says begin with the end in mind. That's my end in mind, and I don't think I'm alone. People, when you say DO, that's going to mean a lot of really positive things to people. And so why is all this going to happen? It's going to happen because of our history, which I've already at least alluded to here. It's going to happen because of our culture. I mentioned our sustainability, our strong outcomes. We are a stubborn, persistent profession. If you ever have a chance to go to Kirksville, the first time I ever got to Kirksville was while I was president of the AOA. But that is like the Haji to Mecca, let me tell you. You go there, and you just get this sense of what happened there 140 years ago. And I was at Kansas at the opening of their new park there dedicated to A.T. Still, where they talked about this guy who had these kind of radical ideas, a Civil War surgeon, and he tried to present at Butler University, and he was branded a heretic and barred from even giving a lecture there. But the word of what he was doing spread among the public, and people wanted what we had. In the early days of our profession, we had a huge divide among the people that said OMT can cure anything. We want nothing but OMT in this profession. And the other physician says, no, OMT is a part of what we do. It's essential to what we do, but we want to be complete physicians. The profession literally split over that, and people thought it would not survive. Do you know who two of those early faculty members were that split off? The Palmer brothers that went and started the Palmer School of Chiropractic. But you see where we are today. We're complete physicians. We're in almost every specialty. We have full practice rights, and the number keeps growing, but the last I heard, it was about 68 to 70 countries around the world. I have a DO colleague who just called me. She's a friend of mine in Southern California and wanted to talk to me about her husband being Australian and her making a plan to leave and go practice in New South Wales. She's going to be one of the first physicians with full practice rights in New South Wales when she moves over there. And that's been a long battle. But we're going to continue to win those battles. So, why are we going to survive? The most important thing, important reason we're going to be that Apple brand of DOs, it's going to be you. It's you. If you move out of that center and you move toward the side that embraces and relishes and takes pride in the different way we approach people and we instinctively touch people and we listen and then we look at the whole person, you will help drive that message. You will help drive that branding. And what I do, we have a house call program. We take care of high-risk, frail, elderly people. We have a whole team of physicians, which, by the way, are all DOs. Not by design, actually, but they just seem to gravitate toward this. They're good at it. They're humanistic. They're holistic. They're patient. They listen to people. But we have a large team of advanced practice clinicians, PAs and NPs. We've purposely structured our electronic health record template to make sure that on every visit you look at the whole person. So we have about 25 advanced practice clinicians practicing osteopathic medicine. They don't even know it, but that's what they're doing, okay? So this stuff is infectious. When I was meeting with Bob Uhas, who was the president just before Dr. Becker, we were meeting with Tom Naska, who was CEO of ACGME. We were telling Tom, this was right before we were making announcements, it was, well, we want to be infected with your culture. We certainly need to get better research in our profession, better resources for our ACGME. And Tom Naska says back to us, he says, no, we want to be infected by you. We know what you've done. All of our academic professors say, how do you create the students that you create? How do you do this? We want to know how you do it. We want our MD students to come out that way too. So think of that. Here you are in Kentucky at a center of primary care and community service inside a profession that looks at the whole patient, and other people want what we have. Can we become the apple? I think we can become the apple, okay? And you guys are going to be a part of that. Now, I've been up here for quite a while. I don't want to take your whole day out because you got important things here. You got a coat to put on. But I really, really want you to think carefully about this threshold that you're crossing. That this family you're joining, this family that has a really strong culture. And when I say we're family, I mean more than family. We have friends and colleagues. I have friends and colleagues all over the country, lifelong friends, people that I would never have met if I hadn't become engaged with this profession. There's practicing medicine, there's doing great things for patients, but there's also being an active part of your professional family. That's why I was involved in my state association. That's why I've been involved in the AOA. I had a fraternity brother years ago who said something that I didn't realize how telling it would be later on. He said, what you get out of something depends on what you put into it. So you have an opportunity to put a whole lot into your profession, not only clinically for the behalf of your patients and for behalf of having a successful career, maybe whatever specialty you go into, being a researcher, leading health, educator, a manager, but you're going to be a leader wherever you are in some component, and you have the opportunity to be a leader and help the whole family remain strong, become stronger, to be that household word. That's my charge to you today, is that you're on an exciting journey. You're going to, like the classic story, the mythic hero, you're going to have trials and tribulations. You're going to have your ups and downs. You're going to have things that will only be solved not by past lessons or skills, but by a test of character. You will rise to the occasion. You will prevail. You will make us proud. And I'm proud to have all of you as my emerging colleagues here in the profession, as is the AOA board, and all our other leaders in the profession. We're proud of all of you. We want you to do well. Welcome to the profession. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Vinn. Now, to bring greetings from the student body, I'd like you to welcome Student Dr. Andrew Collins, President of the KYCOM Student Government Association.
Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome you to the 2019 White Coat class, White Coat ceremony. We appreciate your efforts to be here, and thank you for celebrating with us. I'd first like to thank Dr. Vinn for those inspiring words and to his commitment and leadership to osteopathic students. Class of 2019, the day has come. The day you've dreamed of your entire life. No other symbol is as synonymous with a physician as his white coat. Today, after 7 weeks, a few sleepless nights, and 3 self-diagnosed diseases, you will get your coat. The journey up to this point has no doubt had its highs and lows. You've all spent at least 17 years training for medical school. You have passed everything from reading circle and kindergarten to organic chemistry in undergrad. Whether you're a traditional student or whether you defied odds and chose to live a stable life and chase a dream, you have made it. And today you get to show off your coat to family, friends, and let's be honest, most importantly, Facebook. As we celebrate your accomplishments, we would be remiss not to mention the countless people who have nurtured you on this journey. Everyone in the stands and across the nation will have a part in coating you today. Whether this is your family's first white coat or newest white coat, it is a testament to their support and their encouragement. Just as it took many people's investment to get you here, it will soon be your turn to invest in others. The knowledge you will learn here cannot be impactful until it is imparted to others. All those late nights and early mornings are leading you down the path to become an osteopathic physician. As the journey these next 4 years will be long, your fellow students will be your greatest confidants and friends. There will come times where coffee is ineffective, sleep is lacking, and self-confidence, well, that was probably lost a couple exams ago. But if each of you will commit to being each other's keeper and cry together in the high and lows and celebrate together in the highs, you will be successful. I'll leave you this afternoon with a quote that I think speaks to being the heart of an osteopathic physician. I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will often forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. So class of 2019, today is your day. Go celebrate that with the people who got you here and those that will see you through. Thank you.
Will the class of 2019 please come to the stage? Better Akbar. Anderson. William Angelos. Isabella Antic. Chaz Arnold. Laura Azuz. Jared Bachman. Matthew Baker. Maggie Ballard. Joanne Bang. Bradley Barnett. Amelia Bauer. Timothy Gilbert Bazil. Catherine Becker. Brooke Benton. Paul Bernstein. Samuel Berry. Taylor Bosley. Jeffrey Bolson. Jeffrey Burton. Maria Casciotti. Aaron Campo. Emily Carrico. John Choi. Maggie Cook. Brandy Cox. Laura Cummings. Al Davies. Derek DeMann. Spencer DeBush. Mackenzie Denton. Ashton Dixon. Blake Dixon. Helena Doe. David Austin Duncan. James Ellis. Martin Erlinson. Nazanin Farahani. Micah Fisher. Garrett Francis. Michaela Francis. Lucas Friedley. Zachary Fife. Shannon Garrison. David Garst. Dylan Gerlach. Tanner Gilbert. Jacob Giordano. Caitlin Glines. Nathan Gonda. Carly Grace. William Michael Green. Mackenzie Hamilton. Jason Hance. Stephen Hartman. Hannah Hayduck. Lakin Hayes. Laura Haneen. Robert Hessemer. Jacob Hill. Justin Hickson. Stephen Hoffmeister. Dylan Hooks. Amanda Huggett. Derek Hunninghage. Aaron Hutchinson. Nicole Indelicato. Haley Isaac. Anita Iyer. Ferris Jamal. Stephanie Jones. Sonia Joshi. Socrates Cateson. Tarun Kakamanu. Ekta Carr. Maqsood Khan. Benjamin Kober. Sharon Creitman. Brady Cullen. Info Langini. Grant Lewis. John Molliver. Austin Mann. Kevin Mason. Michael Matthews. Brendan McCafferty. Sarah McClanahan. Rebecca McKnight. Jimmy Mead. Trusha Metha. Rhiannon Mobley. Sujith Mudagula. John Morris. Danielle Myers. Mary Nui. William Paget. Stephen Paris. Binol Patel. Parishi Patel. Alex Perez. Jordan Ferris. Charles Phillips. Mara Piaski. Casey Potts. Shandilia Ramdas. Jamie Ratcliffe. Kevin Richardson. Tyler Rivard. Zachary Runyon. Alexandra Sawicki. Mackenzie Schaefer. Zonera Shabir. Chintan Shaw. Ishmael Siddiqui. Ankur Singal. Zachariah Slattery. Alexander Smith. Cody Smith. Aaron Sondegrath. Lauren Sparks. Daniel Sullivan. Brittany Swindle. Furkan Taher. Matthew Thomas. Alicia Thompson. Hamza Vakar. Kabir Vora. Sandra Weitzner. Sam Werney. Rachel Wester. Holly Whitaker. Maxwell White. Natasha Witt. Sarah Witt. Christopher Yoon.
Well, I wanted to tell the first year class that I did not bring my 89 slide PowerPoint presentation to this thing. But I do want to bring greetings to you from Madonna, Dr. Madonna Ringswald, who is the president of the Kentucky Osteopathic Medical Association, who really had planned to be here, wanted to be here, and what was professionally called away, as you will find out when you get into the real world. So you're stuck with me. I'm the treasurer of the Kentucky Osteopathic Medical Association, and each one of you, as you came across, you received one of these wonderful buttons. Oh, it's a mint. You received one of those buttons that is symbolic of what the Kentucky Osteopathic Medical Association is all about. COMA is there for you. It is the state organization that represents all of the osteopathic physicians in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. So as you continue to grow through your first 4 years of professional life, and as you continue to grow and accumulate all of the pins and buttons that will line your white coat, always look at the Kentucky Osteopathic Medical Association as a resource that you can use at all times, and to know that it is your representation in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Now, let's all stand, please. Well, I guess maybe the rest, I'm just looking for the students to stand, I'm sorry. Y'all can sit down. First year, stand up. Second years, sit down. My wife, sit down. She's been through this long enough that she's already sat down a long time ago. I would like for you, for the parents here, please look at the back panel, and we will recite together, or repeat after me, the Pledge of Commitment for this white coat ceremony. So, those in the class of 2019, repeat after me. As I embark upon the study of medicine at the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine, I will enter into a relationship of mutual respect with my teachers and my colleagues. To enhance the learning environment and to gain the knowledge, skills, and attitudes of a competent osteopathic physician. Accept responsibility only for those matters for which I am competent. Maintain the trust expected of an osteopathic physician. And never taking advantage of the patient-doctor relationship. Show compassion and respect for all others. Set worthy examples in the application of humanistic principles. In my relationships with patients and others within the Appalachian medical community. Work toward improving my sensitivity and skills in human interaction. Understanding and respecting the differences among my patients and my colleagues. Value the knowledge and wisdom of the physicians who have preceded me in the profession. And endeavor to contribute to the osteopathic tradition. recognize my weaknesses and strengths, and strive to develop those qualities that will earn the respect of my patients, my colleagues, my family, and myself. Continue learning throughout all the days of my life. You may be seated.
This concludes the 2015 White Coat Ceremony of the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine. Please stand and remain standing for the recessional. I would ask that you remain in your places until the platform party and the student doctors have exited. I invite all of you to join us for a reception in the foyer on the concourse immediately following the recessional. I thank you all for joining us in this very special occasion this afternoon, and have a great weekend.